In this video, we're going to talk about how to tune into our fulfilled version of ourselves, experiencing our fulfilled life. How to let go, to let in. What does this mean? And it's not necessary that we would need to actually manifest something we want and then lose it, which happens a lot with a specific person in the twin flame. So today's video is going to be dedicated for all of you that are struggling to getting through to that version of self that is in a beautiful, loving, committed relationship with your specific person, twin flame, okay? Or twin flame / twin flame. So, and to make things simple, for me, what a twin flame is, it's not something like out of, space. It's the version of me who is wanting to grow and has learned to grow through triggers, is wanting to own responsibility of my triggers and of the absence of love so that I can become self-sourced. And while I'm on that journey, I bump into another person who's wanting to do the same. And we're wanting to share this together, to grow together. So yes, I understand that the twin flame could sound for many that it's something out of, space. And for many, they could be using this title and, making it sound like that. But for me, it's something a lot more grounded. So if you're wanting to grow and your goal is actually to connect to your heart, find your truth, right? And, just share this with another person, then you're on your twin flame journey for sure. And then there's a lot of other things that would determine if you are with your twin flame, but that's something only you would know, right? And for the specific person, I'm sure that most of us on this earth are always looking for that special someone who is the one that we can actually experience this inner peace with and the challenge to grow, both. Because if it's only inner peace, then it's a soulmate, brother-sister kind of relationship, you know what I mean? And if it's only growth, only triggers, then it's kind of a karmic. And we want the balance of both because we don't want to only grow and we don't only want to feel safe. We want to be able to feel safe and be open to getting out of our comfort zones, to feel uncomfortable and grow. And if you're like this, if you're like me, then you're probably wanting a connection, a relationship with your twin flame. And so how do we allow to let go, to let in? That's the question, without needing to do this push and pull that we do have in the twin flame community a lot, in the experience. So what we would need to do is, because it's not, we have been conditioned and programmed to think that in order to experience loss, we need to feel somebody coming in our lives and then getting out, or having something and then losing it. That's one way. That's actually allowing for the manifestation to come out, right? And then we experience it through this push and pull experience. That's one way. The other way is actually to go and find those barriers to love on our own and heal through them. And how do we do that? Well, there is this, okay, so in order to be able to soften and feel through these barriers to love, we would want to first allow to feel through any and every trigger. So if our commitment is to love ourselves unconditionally, to meet with ourselves, to unveil those layers and layers of heart walls that we have placed for the years and years of, being re-traumatized and not knowing how to grow through the triggers and not knowing how to fill up our own cauldron, our own cup, and to become self-sourced. If we are willing and dedicated to growing through these layers of barriers on our heart chakra, then we would know this, that everybody and everything in reality at this moment is actually wanting the same for us. And anything that we experience as unpleasant and a trigger is actually our own resistance to see where the outer world is reflecting something on our inner world. And that's when suffering comes up. So the moment the outer world is separate from the inner world, then I'm trying to change it, control it, fix it, and then, not giving me what it is I need. So I'm neglecting myself in that moment because I'm not seeing how I am playing a role in what it is I'm experiencing, and that I am the creator of this. So if I do not see this, that whatever is outside is also in, then I'm engaging in suffering. And I'm not allowing the growth process, which is the shedding of the layers until I get to the core. Because there is a point in time through the healing journey that we actually get to the core of our inner being. And, after mastery of our energy and our emotion and our sensations and our feelings, right? And of course, our thoughts starts in the mind, and it actually gets to the body, right? So the moment we start mastering this muscle, like, from being outwardly connected to going inwardly connected and working through the sensations in our body, the more we do that, and the more we want our outer world to be triggering us into ascension, because we know that the triggers are our resistance to love, to growth, and therefore love. And that doesn't mean necessarily that I need to keep any relationship on my outer world because I'm on a growth process, right? There is no absolute. It's not a dogmatic way of thinking, right? Only until you don't, right? And then you could change it, and then, you could change it again. I mean, we only know for ourselves. The only thing we could do is actually allow this universe, allow this reality that is very triggering to help us become our trainer, our guide, our teacher, to heal our nervous system, heal our traumas. And once we heal our trauma, it's not like it's healed and it's done, but there is that moment that we get to the core. And from there, it's easier to remember, because it's a memory, to remember that vibration of love and get there a lot faster. And for me, love is not the absence of fear. It's the dance with fear. For me, love is not the absence of suffering, it is the empathic understanding of suffering. So for me, love is the allowing of duality to dance together, not needing to chase the positive or resist the negative, or allowing to chase the positive and resist the negative by witnessing it in that moment. And while we're witnessing what we're doing in the moment of suffering, we become more love. We become more embodied. And so we do not necessarily need the outer world to play this game. We can, and it's also fun and beautiful. And there's another way. We could actually go daily and check in with ourselves and see, okay, so maybe I'm checking in, I'm feeling a bit bored, a bit unfulfilled. And so in that moment, since I'm feeling that way, what would I tend to do in the past? I would tend to go and search for, outer excuses, money, people, specific person, twin flame that is missing, and I would use that as an excuse if that's the reason of my suffering or my, mundane life or emptiness or void that I'm but how about if I said, hey, this is up to me. This is for me to love me here. And I train the muscle of going into this void instead of avoiding it. Because the moment I avoid it, I'm looking for a person that I'm not really wanting. That's the truth. And when they come, it's another, it's not this person. And when they don't, I'm like, this person's not there. But it's not about that person. It's about me embodying the person I'm looking for on the outer world. So the moment I feel emptiness, do I know how to go into my body and find my inner child and fill up the void? Love me there. The moment I get triggered and I have that stressful thought, do I know how to self-soothe? So do I use triggers as an opportunity to self-soothe more and more deeply, to love me on a deeper level? And do I use the absence, right, of love the emptiness as an opportunity for me to practice filling up my cup, remembering that I am self-sourced. If I use both those ways to love myself more and more, I'm actually feeling through those barriers of love. And the void, the absence, is the grief, the loss of loss, right? And the triggering is what somebody would call toxic. If we were judgmental, if we are empathic and compassionate and understanding, we could call it an opportunity to grow. So how about if we actually used the emptiness as okay, let me get curious about this. What is it I need to give myself? If I can't find it from there, I could use the outer world, saying, okay, what would that give me? How can I give it to me now? Without the excuse of the outer world. And then, I got triggered, I'm stressed, or I'm in fear, or anxiety, or whatever. Okay, so how can I soothe my inner child in feeling safe in my body right here, right now? So the more I practice this level of beingness, and I commit to this more than anything else, more than actually waiting, because you see, the waiting for my twin flame or my specific person or my love is waiting for me. That emptiness I feel about not being with my, twin flame or specific person is the emptiness I feel that I'm not fully here with me. Because it's only that version of self, the one that is fully committed and is here present with me, that is a vibration of everything I'm looking for. So if I don't make myself, I don't commit to myself and make myself a priority, I'm just stuck in time. So my name is Maro and I'm the founder of Awakening Games, and Awakening Games is a method, it's a technique, it's a game actually that we play with ourselves, and we awaken and ascend, heal our traumas, and become whatever it is we're aiming at. And it's a fun process because it's something that we can do while we're walking, talking, living life, being with others or ourselves at any moment during the day. And it actually helps us quantum, jump, leap, and shift our reality from the inside out. I'm preparing actually game shops at the moment. I will be posting them under every description box underneath every YouTube video, so stay tuned for that. And if this content resonates with you, please don't hesitate to comment, share, like, and subscribe, and do find me on social media. I'd love to know your feedback and your take on the videos and the courses I'm creating. See you on the next video.